Josh Brolin, and he was talking to Josh Horowitz. I don't know if it's the same thing, but Josh Brolin talks possible Thanos return in Avengers Doomsday and why he doesn't regret saying no to Lanterns. Josh Brolin confirms he would be open to reprising the role of Thanos in Doomsday and confirms he doesn't regret turning down playing the DCU's Hal Jordan. Josh Brolin first played Thanos in 2014 Guardians of the Galaxy and later took center stage in Avengers Infinity War. The Mad Titan was the latter movie's lead in many ways, and while he was beheaded in the opening moments of Avengers Endgame, the villain later returned as a variant. Being snapped out of existence by Iron Man was their Thanos story ended, though What If showed us that he still has plenty of variants scattered throughout the multiverse. We'll meet King Thanos as part of an upcoming Disneyland ride. But what about Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars? Talking to Josh Horowitz, Josh Brolin reflected on playing Thanos and referred that he'd happily reprise the role if the Russo brothers come calling. There's a level of absurdity that I enjoy so much. I've said it a million times, but it goes back to black box theater. When you have no money, you're pretending that this thing is a gun. If you have enough conviction, people actually start to think it's a gun. That was a level of that in the Avengers. They were afraid it was going to get out, so they would give us a phony scene and then give us a real scene. And when we get in there, which to me is hell, I can't prep. I'm thinking about the lines and all this stuff, but it worked out. That was supposed to be a cameo. When it was first brought to me, I was doing the Everest movie in London, and they brought me this huge Bible, and it was just this little thing, and I'd be in it for like 10 minutes. They changed it, it turned into this whole thing. Deadpool 2, I was glad it was one experience. The Thanos thing, if they called me in London right now and said, let's do this, I'd be like, I'll be there tomorrow. I talk to Downey probably 4 to 6 times a year. I talk to the Russos probably 4 to 6 times a week. I talk to Joe a lot. I love both of them. Sharing his take on what the Russo brothers are bringing to the table with Doomsday and Secret Wars, the actor said, of course, we're going to come up with something fun. Who knows? That was 10 years in the building kind of thing, and it was its own bookended deal. I don't know what they're going to do, but I'm sure it will be interesting. I think they do that very, very well. You may recall that DC Studios wanted Brolin to play Hal Jordan in the upcoming Lanterns TV series, though he was among a handful of actors who ultimately passed on the project before Kyle Chandler was cast. Asked what he regrets most, regrets turning down between that and working with James Cameron on Avatar. He later confirmed that he was up for Stephen Lang's role. Brolin replied, James Cameron, I heard Green Lantern. I know it's Kyle Chandler and Paul Patton, who I did a pilot with. I'm sure excited to see it. I can't wait to see it. I love Kyle Chandler. I think he's solid. He's fantastic. Paula Patton, either the actor has gotten confused or the Mission Impossible franchise star has secretly been cast as Carol Ferris. We'll have to wait and see on that front, but it seems Brolin is far more interested in making an MCU return than joining the DCU. It's interesting that he once again alluded to not enjoying his Deadpool 2 experience, as that surely pours cold water on rumors that he will reunite with Ryan Reynolds as Cable in the actor's planned X-Force movie. So yeah, he was out there promoting weapons, to which it was pretty fun. The press screening we went to in New York, him and Julia Garner showed up to and introduced the movie. That was awesome. I watched that interview. That was really good. He's very honest about these things. In regards to Thanos, I think we all think he's going to show up, and I think he should show up, and I think Doom should rip his spine out and kill him and do that. But as far as Lanterns goes, I maybe he just didn't like the script. But the more important thing, Winston, did he just let us know that Paula Patton's in this show?
You know, the other day someone asked me, how do you still eat well if you're really busy and you don't have the time? Yeah, I'm telling you, you got a busy schedule. You got all the summer plans going on. What do you have at best? A couple minutes? Factor really has helped me eat smarter. It's got the tasty chef prep meals. They're dietitian approved, delivered right to my door. And now the best part is they have more than like 65 weekly meals. It's made for how I live right now, what I like to eat. I've gotten more ways to get fit with a real meal wherever the day takes me, and they really zone it to what your preferences are. There's more variety. There's more meals. You can choose for a wider selection of weekly meal options, including premium seafood choices, salmon, shrimp. Salmon's delicious at no extra cost. Shrimp's great too, by the way. I just love the salmon. You can savor global flavors. So for the first time, you can try the Asian-inspired meals with bold flavors influenced by China, Thailand, and more. From more choices to better nutrition, that's why 97% of customers say that Factor helped them live a healthier life. You can feel the difference no matter your routine. I've been doing it. You should do it too. I'm telling you, I love Factor. I've talked about it the other day. Someone asked me about it. I was raving about it. We didn't even have a spot on the show. And I was talking about how much I love Factor. So you can eat smart at factormeals.com/Kristian50off, but use that code Kristian50off. Get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. That is the code Kristian50off at factormeals.com for 50% off plus free shipping. Get delicious, ready-to-eat meals delivered with Factor.
I guess so. I mean, Paula Patton fine as hell. So
She
you gonna put Paula Patton in it? You just gave me another reason to watch. I'll tell you that much. I already wanted to see the hell out of it. So let's go. That's it. Like, I don't know if there's anything else to say about that.
Yeah. What do you think, Coy?
I mean, I'd love if Paula Patton was in it. I personally like Lanterns has, I mean, we've talked about it a lot, but that below the line team of Lindelof, King, and the Ozark showrunner, Chris Mundy, to me, that's really exciting. So I'd be curious, what was the reason Brolin didn't want to do it? Like, is it a script he didn't identify with? Is it a long-term commitment? Because he mentioned liking that Cable was a one and done. Maybe he didn't want to sign on for 5-10 years. I don't know what they're going to do with Hal long-term. So I would be curious to see what a Brolin Hal Jordan would have looked like. I think Josh Brolin is sensational as an actor. I think he's amazing. But I love that he's so transparent about his choices. Like, that's my favorite thing about Brolin is he's never making sound bites. He's like, nah, I didn't want to do it. Nah, I didn't like that experience. Like, so whatever it was, I'm glad that he's like, not for me. Not like, well, you know, diplomacy.
Yeah, no, I saw him in an interview one time. He talked about how him and Denzel didn't get along on one of these things that he's like, and he was open about how it happened, that particular thing. Not that they don't get along in general, but just how that it was the oh shoot, what was it?
Winston just made a choice.
I know. I just saw that it was out of focus. I'm trying to fix it. I'm very aware. I am aware. I was like, there's no clean way to do this.
He doesn't wait for a cut. Doesn't wait for me.
I literally couldn't see it. I couldn't see it. That's why, because I couldn't see it. I needed to be able to see myself. I am aware of what happened.
But look, as far as DC goes, maybe it's just not a thing that he wants to do. Maybe
he's just like, he's Josh Brolin. He's been in this game 30 years. Like, he can pick and choose what he wants to do. I got lucky enough to work with them on a thing, and we talked like Ducati monsters. We both drove Ducatis at the time. And we talked about motorcycles for 6 hours, and that was a more fun, informative conversation about like something that I'm only nichely aware of.
Okay.
What I imagine the dude's life is like. He writes poetry, he writes books, he like does all of this life stuff. I don't think dude wants to commit to something for 10 years if he's not like peak passionate, and he's got a kid. So I see 100 reasons why he might not have wanted to do it, but I love that he's just telling Josh like, nah.
He was so good in Weapons, and there's one moment, because the movie's not a funny movie, but there's one moment in general, his character is doing something. You haven't seen it yet, Coy, right?
Not yet.
So there's something that his character is doing, and there's just a line that happens, and the whole theater bursts out laughing, and you're like, it is so. I feel like just like that was the moment that he had and he came up with. I would love if I ever had a chance to interview him. That's a question I would ask. I feels like he came up with that because he's like, that is how I would react if that happened to me. That is how I would react. And honestly, it was like, if that just happened to me, that is how I would react. So we all felt it in the theater. It was really great. I guess once you guys see it, I'll bring it up. But I
meant to ask you, if we're already on that question.
Sure.
How you know how I am? How scary is Weapons, bro? Give me a comp.
So what I've been saying, dude, is that this movie to me, and Zach Cretton is becoming like the R-rated Shyamalan, right? Okay. It's more about like the premise overall that you're like locked into. There's like violence doesn't get you. It's not violence that gets you. No, I don't think you're going to be that scared, dude. There's some creepy moments and things that happen, but it's not like a terrifying movie. It's more about like a psychological thriller.
Okay.
It really is. Like Barbarian is a scarier movie, I think, than this.
Okay.
This is a more like psychological thriller. Like, where the hell are these kids? What's happening overall? There's some like warped shit going on, and it's batshit crazy. But it's more. I think that's probably why I liked it so much, because it was more. It was more psychological thriller to me than it was horror.
Okay. Because I was trying to give people like a list of like horror movies that like I've seen in like my temperance, and I was like, okay, is it like Jordan Peele level of like Get Out, Us, scary?
Yeah, it's like it falls in that.
Okay, then that'll be fine.
You can absolutely handle it. Yeah, it's not like Conjuring stuff. It's not like
that's I was like,
today, right?
What? It was this and Freaky Friday this week, I believe.
Which I saw that.
Freakier Friday. I love Freakier Friday, man.
It was fun.
But that's why it's just this is just a fun Disney movie, and you're bringing, you know,
And the Eminem documentary is out today.
Oh, is it? Okay, well,
He has
there
a
you go.
documentary? Oh, I didn't know that.
All right, guys. So put your thoughts in there in general about what Josh Brolin said. Should he have taken Hal Jordan, or is it great that Kyle Chandler is doing it? And will we see him in DC? And will Thanos be back in the MCU? What do you guys think? Put your thoughts in there. All right.